Well, this is probably the best day of my life. I'm in Sparky's Huayra. So this is the Pagani Huayra. Probably the coolest hypercar there is. It's not the fastest around the track, it's not the fastest in a straight line, but this is more of an appreciation of a piece of art than a full-on car review. 730 horsepower. Interestingly, I actually thought it had a bit less than that, and then the 730S had 730 horsepower. Now, it's not called the 730S, it's called the Da Vinci. They're coming out with the Huayra BC. It's got a cool aero package, some better looking wheels. I'm not a huge fan of the ones on this car, but for a hefty premium. And apparently Pagani is in the works of creating something in the future that might be really exciting. So I don't know what it is, but I'm sure they're always creating exciting things. 0 to 60, a bit under 3 seconds. The interior of this car is probably my favorite part. I mean, everything is just machined aluminum. I don't think there's a single piece of plastic in the entire interior.
There is not.
The door handle is this stitched leather. Even the speakers are all full carbon fiber. It doesn't have a cup holder, but this one is the only Huayra to have a cup holder. It's the one of one legendary Starbucks cup holder. The entire instrument cluster is so freaking awesome. It's got these orange dials. It lights up. Oh my God. That is really fast. So 6-liter twin-turbo V12, unlike the Zonda that absolutely screams like a straight-piped Murcielago, you pretty much hear nothing but turbos, kind of like the Bugatti Veyron. It's a different sound, but this is like a airplane taking off.
The whole vision from Horacio was that this car was supposed to be completely separate from the Zonda, and it was actually designed by airplanes because he was so amazed by how they worked that he wanted to incorporate their technology and some of their materials and everything to put into a car for people to experience.
And I think Huayra means the wind or god of wind, something like that.
It's a god of wind. It's a South American term because I think it's the Incan god of wind, and that's because Horacio is actually from Argentina, not from Italy.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. So one thing you get with buying a car like this, other than an absolute masterpiece, is you become a member of a family. I was lucky enough to be able to go to the Pagani party in Monterey, last Monterey Car Week.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was at this absolutely sick mansion. They had their, I guess, display Huayra that they always have around in the backyard of the house that they somehow put there.
That was a different one.
Oh, it was a different one?
That was chassis 61, which I forget. It's Ella.
Okay.
The Hannah car was also there. That was the one with the tricolore.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
And then a friend of ours, Pablo Perez, his Zonda Revolucion was there as well.
But they had it open. They were allowing some people to sit in it. I got to sit in one for the first time. This is the only time I've ever been in one moving, and that was the only time I sat in it, so this is freaking unbelievable. But their whole family, the Pagani family, is incredibly nice. What's some of your favorite parts about it?
I like how it has the color changing lights. Honestly, that's one of the coolest things in most cars. I love it on RS63. I love the colored lights. It just adds something to the interior, which if you're driving the car, you need to be able to enjoy it as well. So that definitely adds something to it. I enjoy the customability of these cars. You literally take a vision that you have for it and you put it all down. Instead of on the pad like artists would, you put it on the car. And as you know, there's recently been that one-off, the Pearl Edition Huayra, which that's what it was. It was someone's idea for what they wanted the Huayra to be, and they put it onto the Huayra canvas, and it came out as that one-off. I love the angles on this car. There's no mistaking it for anything else, and it always gets people so confused when they see it.
That's so true.
I mean, you look at it and you're just like, what the hell is that? The Gullwing Doors. Honestly, that's one of the coolest things ever. On a car like this, or like the SLS or something like that, the Gullwing Doors work, and it just adds some sort of show and pantomime to the whole car. Even though, I mean, it is pretty crazy as is, but...
No, it's definitely cool when you show up and open the doors. It actually, because of the way they hinge on this and the SLS, they actually open slightly less out to the side than conventional doors, so you can get in and out of tighter spaces. And because it's low to the ground, unlike...
Still cringe.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because it's low to the ground, unlike the Model X, you don't have to worry about opening up into the ceiling of your garage or something like that.
Yeah.
It's got active aero flaps when you slam on the brakes that deploy. They can adjust at different angles. Looks so awesome.
One of the coolest buttons in here is this wings flap button. What it does is that when you're at a standstill and you flick it, it does like a wing check. It moves all the wings individually
That's so cool.
together and then leaves them kind of up.
This car has 8,000 miles on it. How cool is that? I thought when it was gonna be on this rally that it was gonna be trailered from destination to destination, but here we are in the car.
Yeah, it's got almost 8,000 miles, and it's not even a year old yet.
That's awesome.
May 31st is its birthday.
That's awesome.
That's when it made its debut at the Greenwich Concourse. Honestly, for having a turbo on the inside, it makes such a good noise.
Yeah, and it's really loud. It's not muffled in any way.
The interesting thing is that on the inside, you hear a lot more than on the outside, which
Yeah,
is different
definitely.
for all cars, or all the other cars. Like, majority of the time, it's you get the sound on the outside and not on the inside. But for some reason, Pagani kind of did it the other way around.
That's better. Then you can have fun without maybe police or bystanders knowing you're going fast, and then you get to enjoy all of the...
I mean, the second you see this car, you're just going to assume it's going fast.
That's true.
There's such aggressive look that it has.
Wow, this road is insane. We just found a really cool twisty road. Got an Aventador Roadster in front of us. What's the steering like? The suspension feels really firm.
The steering is very interesting. So it's kind of like the whole F40 thing, where it's not power steering exactly. Like they say it's power steering. It's a very loose variation of power steering, if anything. But it feels more like it's all your input, and it's all based on the speed that you're doing. Because when you're at a higher speed or moving, you have a lot more movability of the steering wheel. You're able to control it a lot more. But at a lower speed, you are cranking it.
Parking's probably really difficult and terrifying.
It definitely is, but I've slowly become I'm not gonna say master, but I've slowly become very decent to good at it. You're gonna have to come by when we get the RS.
That would be unbelievable. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was the coolest car I've ever been in. Follow VTM_theking_4 and Sparky18888 on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you next video.